Wednesday. This is going to be our third installment for August 11th, 2010. I'm sitting here with Coach Richard Whitaker of the Calhoun Sandcrab's football team. And Coach Whitaker, how's practice been going? I understand y'all started this week.
Actually, we started yesterday.
Okay.
I thought we had a great Monday practice for first day of 2 days. Kids very excited. The coaches are very excited about getting back on the field. We had a morning and an afternoon practice with our older kids, and we thought both of them went very well. This morning, we drug a little bit this morning. The second, third days of 2 days in the mornings is kind of tough. The kids, their bodies are getting sore, and all the running and stuff we're doing right now. So this is a tough week for them. We're going to get through this week. Is what I keep telling them. Before they're going to wake up one morning, this week's going to be over with. So, but there's a lot of challenges in front of us, and a lot of questions that we still have to answer. But we're certainly excited about the new season.
I wasn't quite satisfied. I felt that after the loss against Tybee that there was more to improve, because we did good, but I felt that there was just something missing. So we're just going through, and I'm striving harder to get the team up, and it's going pretty good actually. Better than what I thought it was going to end up turning out to be.
Last year we were way different than this year. The size mattered. We're a lot smaller this year.
Okay.
I guess that we took the hit in with graduation was our line on both sides, offense and defensive line. Out of our 8 starting linemen, we graduated 7 of those kids. All 3 of our defensive tackles, which were just phenomenal players for us last year. So, in spring, that was a key area for us to really work hard at, and we're still have some questions to answer because we haven't been in the, we've been in pads, but we haven't been in the heat of the battle yet. So we still have some things there that we may not settle for 2 or 3 weeks into this season. We certainly know that we'll have them answered and best fitted for our team by the time we get to district. But early in the season, there's still a lot of things. We may be moving some folks around and things, but those areas, offensive line, defensive line, is the biggest concern for us going in. Our skill positions, we feel pretty good. Although we graduated some phenomenal kids. At quarterback position, we have 2 kids working there, Joe Vargas and Nick McCrory, that they're both going to be juniors. We think both of them are phenomenal. At the fullback position, we have Brandon Griffin and also Nick McCrory working at that position. Brandon played some fullback for us last year on the varsity. So, and then we have both our slot backs back, Casey Hoffman and Jeremy Loya. So, we lost a couple of good split ends. We've moved. Alex Trevino is going to play some tight end for us this year. And we have some other kids that we're working at split ends, some of our secondary kids, Chance Daniel, MacGyver Chapa, and some other kids that we're moving up to that position. So skill-wise, offensively, we feel pretty good. Our secondary, we have a couple kids back in Chance Daniel and MacGyver Chapa. Jorge Torres has really stepped up in the spring and shined. Still really looking for our 4th player in our secondary. We have both our linebackers back in Josh Leal and Alex Trevino, and 2 great defensive ends back in Lupe Rivera and Nick McCrory. So there's a lot of things that we feel real solid about and we're very excited about. And then there's some things that we certainly need to focus hard on, and we've got some questions to answer. But we know in the next upcoming weeks, the kids will step up, and as we tell them, the cream always rises to the top. So we'll be able to answer those questions.
Absolutely. I understand some redistricting happened this year. You've got some new schools to play. Tell me a little bit about what you have to look forward to in district games this season.
Our district dropped down to a 16 district, but I think it's going to be one of the most competitive 4A districts around. Victoria, I think, is really going to surprise people. Victoria split their schools up. Both of them are 4A now. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. They've got a tremendous amount of move-ins over the summertime. I know St. Joe and Faith Academy have taken a big hit. Those schools have lost a lot of kids back into Victoria School District, and then a lot of outside kids have moved in. So, and I know the kids that they had returning from last year's team. I think those teams are going to be really tough. I think they're going to be very competitive, and I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. Not us. I understand what they have, but I think people in the community may be surprised by how good Victoria will be. Floresville is another team added to our district this year. Floresville is a couple years removed from being a playoff perennial powerhouse year after year. This past year they had a down year, but it was a rebuilding year for them. So I certainly expect those guys to bounce back. I think a lot of the polls have them picked even making the playoffs. So I know they're excited about an opportunity in the new district. And we maintain with Beeville and Gregory Portland, who has been two of the best teams in this district over the last 4 years. So I think it's going to be a great 16 district. I think it's going to be tough week in, week out. And hopefully we're going to be one of those teams at the top and get a chance to move on in the end.
Okay.
So,
Any big games that you're looking forward to this season?
I'm looking forward to a bunch of them. Mainly this year is Cuero.
Really?
Cuero's
Tell me a little bit about why
it
that.
ain't district, but it's Cuero. It's been a game that's been asking for a long time. Just everybody's been saying, let's play Cuero, let's play Cuero. They're one of the best southern coastal teams that I've ever seen. They're outstanding. So and we've been doing pretty good for the past couple of years, and I think it'd just be an exciting matchup for everybody to see. Next, I would have to say the Victoria teams.
Lose a game, but when we tell the kids, when you get into the playoffs, anything can happen. All teams, like I said, the cream rises to the top. You get into unfamiliar territory. You're playing teams that are not really familiar with you. Same thing with you playing those teams. And so, like when we play Gregory Portland, there's no secrets. We have a great understanding about what they do. They have a great understanding about what we do. But when we play people like, Austin McCullough or Turville Tybee or somebody like that, you got two teams there that have, basically 3 days, 4 days to prepare for each other. And sometimes that's, not a long time to get yourself prepared mentally and physically. So, anything can happen when you get there, and that's something we've proven the last 2 years. We've made a great run the last 2 years. Certainly disheartening to lose a close ball game, one we felt like that we were in control of at halftime, and just can't answer what happened to us in the second half. But I know our kids, they're hungry about trying to get back to that point again and advancing even further. So,
now that you're a junior, you're kind of stepping up a little bit. So tell me about that.
Going farther than last year. You always want to beat your last year's. Go farther. Maybe go to state.
So some pretty high aspirations. Do you think your team is really up for that?
We got the heart. All we got to do is step up.